Good morning, Pastor Brian here. Thanks for joining me today as we read a psalm a day. Today we'll be reading Psalm 119 together. This is a really lengthy psalm. I believe there's 176 verses in the psalm today. And my goal is to always try to keep these, and I think I've achieved it every single day, under 10 minutes. But today, I just don't see how that's going to be possible with the length of this psalm. And I considered breaking it up, but then I thought, no, let's leave it as a single piece. So today's psalm is going to be a long one because there's so many verses. And let's not delay anymore, and let's jump right into Psalm 119. Those whose way is blameless, who walk in the Lord's instruction, are truly happy. Those who guard God's laws are truly happy. They seek God with all their hearts. They don't even do anything wrong. They walk in God's ways. God, you have ordered that your decrees should be kept most carefully. How I wish my ways were strong when it comes to keeping your statutes. Then I wouldn't be ashamed when I examine all your commandments. I will give thanks to you with a heart that does right, as I learn your righteous rules. I will keep your statutes. Please don't leave me all alone. How can young people keep their paths pure? By guarding them according to what you've said. I have sought you with all my heart. Don't let me stray from any of your commandments. I keep your word close in my heart so that I won't sin against you. You, Lord, are to be blessed. Teach me your statutes. I will declare out loud all the rules you have spoken. I rejoice in the content of your laws, as if I were rejoicing over great wealth. I will think about your precepts and examine all your paths. I will delight in your statutes. I will not forget what you have said. Be good to your servant, so I can go on living and keeping your word. Open my eyes so I can examine the wonders of your instruction. I'm an immigrant in the land. Don't hide your commandments from me. I'm worn out by longing every minute for your rules. You rebuke the arrogant, accursed people who stray from your commandments. Take all their insults and contempt away from me, because I've kept your laws. Even if rulers gather and scheme against me, your servant will contemplate your statutes. Yes, your laws are my joy. They are my most trusted advisors. My life is stuck in the dirt. Now make me live again according to your promise. I confess my ways, and you answered me. Now teach me your statutes. Help me understand what your precepts are about, so I can contemplate your wondrous works. My spirit sags because of grief. Now raise me up according to your promise. Remove all false ways from me. Show mercy to me by means of your instruction. I've chosen the ways of faithfulness. I'm set on your rules. I'm holding tight to your laws, Lord. Please don't let me be put to shame. I run the same path as your commandments because you give my heart insight. Lord, teach me what your statutes are about, and I will guard every part of them. Help me understand so I can guard your instruction and keep it with all my heart. Lead me on the trial of your commandments, because that is what I want. Turn my heart to your laws, not to greedy gain. Turn my eyes away from looking at worthless things. Make me live by your way. Confirm your promise to your servant, the promise that is for all those who honor you. Remove the insults that I dread, because your rules are good. Look how I desired your precepts. Make me live by your righteousness. Lord, let your faithful love come to me. Let your salvation come to me according to your promise, so I can have a response from those who mock me, because I have trusted in your word. Please don't take your true word out of my mouth, because I have waited for your rules. I will always keep your instruction, always and forever. I will walk around in wide open spaces, because I have pursued your precepts. I will talk about your laws before rulers with no shame whatsoever. I will rejoice in your commandments because I love them. I will lift up my hands to your commandments because I love them, and I will contemplate all your statutes. Remember your promise to your servant for which you made me wait. My comfort during my suffering is this: your word gives me new life. The arrogant make fun of me to no end, but I haven't deviated from your instruction. When I remember your ancient rules, I'm comforted, Lord. But I'm seized with anger because of the wicked, because of those who abandon your instruction. Your statutes have been my songs of praise wherever I lived as an immigrant. Lord, I remember your name at nighttime, and I keep your instruction. This has been my practice because I guard your precepts. The Lord is my possession. I promise to do what you have said. I've sought your favor with all my heart. Have mercy on me according to your word. I've considered my ways and turned my feet back to your laws. I hurry to keep your commandments. I never put it off. Though the wicked have surrounded me with their ropes, I haven't forgotten your instruction. I get up in the middle of the night to give thanks to you because of your righteous rules. I'm a friend to everyone who honors you and to all who keep your precepts. Lord, the world is full of your faithful love. Teach me your statutes. You have treated your servant well, Lord, according to your promise. Teach me knowledge and good judgment, because I've put my trust in your commandments. Before I suffered, I took the wrong way, but now I do what you say. You are good, and you do good. Teach me your statutes. The arrogant cover me with their lies, but I guard your precepts with all my heart. Their hearts are unfeeling, like blubber, but I rejoice in your instruction. My suffering was good for me because through it I learned your statutes. The instruction you've given to me is better than thousands of pieces of gold and silver. Your hands have made me and set me in place. Help me understand so I can learn your commandments. Then those who honor you will see me and be glad, because I have waited for your promise. Lord, I know that your rules are right, and that you rightly made me suffer. Please let your faithful love comfort me, according to what you've said to your servant. Let your compassion come to me so I can live again, because your instruction is my joy. But let the arrogant be ashamed, because they oppressed me with lies. Meanwhile, I will be contemplating your precepts. Let the people who honor you come back to me. Let those who know your precepts return to me. Let my heart be blameless in your statutes, so I am not put to shame. My whole being yearns for your saving help. I wait for your promise. My eyes are worn out, looking for your word. When will you comfort me, I ask, because I become like a bottle dried up by smoke, though I haven't forgotten your statutes. How much more time does your servant have? When will you bring my oppressors to justice? The arrogant have dug pits for me, those people who act against your instruction. All your commandments are true, but people harass me for no reason. Help me. They've almost wiped me off the face of the earth. Meanwhile, I haven't abandoned your precepts. Make me live again according to your faithful love, so I can keep the law you've given. Your word, Lord, stands firm in heaven forever. Your faithfulness extends from one generation to the next. You set the earth firmly in place, and it is still there. Your rules endure to this day, because everything serves you. If your instruction hadn't been my delight, I would have died because of my suffering. I will never forget your precepts, because through them you gave me life again. I'm yours. Save me, because I've pursued your precepts. The wicked wait for me, wanting to kill me, but I'm studying your laws. I've seen that everything, no matter how perfect, has a limit, but your commandment is boundless. I love your instruction. I think about it constantly. Your commandment makes me wiser than my enemies. because it is always with me. I have greater insight than all my teachers, because I contemplate your laws. I have more understanding than the elders, because I guard your precepts. I haven't set my feet on any evil path, so I can make sure to keep your word. I haven't deviated from any of your rules, because you are the one who has taught me. Your word is so pleasing to my taste buds. It's sweeter than honey in my mouth. I'm studying your precepts. That's why I hate every false path. Your word is a lamp before my feet and a light for my journey. I have sworn, and I fully mean it. I will keep your righteous rules. I have been suffering so much. Lord, make me live again according to your promise. Please, Lord, accept my spontaneous gift of praise. Teach me your rules. Though my life is constantly in danger, I won't forget your instruction. Though the wicked have set a trap for me, I won't stray from your precepts. Your laws are my possession forever, because they are my heart's joy. I have decided to keep your statutes forever, every last one. I hate fickle people, but I love your instruction. You are my shelter and my shield. I wait for your promise. Get away from me, you evildoers. I want to guard my God's commandments. Sustain me according to your word so I can live. Don't let me be put to shame because of hope. Support me so I can be saved, and so I can focus constantly on your statutes. You discard everyone who strays from your statutes because they are dishonest and false. You dispose of all the wicked people on earth like waste. That's why I love your laws. My body shudders because I fear you. I'm in awe of your rules. I've done what is just and right. Don't just hand me over to my oppressors. Guarantee good things for your servant. Please don't let the arrogant oppress me. My eyes are worn out, looking for your saving help, looking for your word that will set things right. Act toward your servant according to your faithful love. Teach me your statutes. I'm your servant. Help me understand so I can know your laws. It is time for the Lord to do something. Your instruction has been broken. But I love your commandments more than gold, even more than pure gold. That's why I walk straight by every single one of your precepts. That's why I hate every false path. Your laws are wonderful. That's why I guard them. Access to your words give light, giving simple folk understanding. I open my mouth up wide, panting, because I long for your commandments. Come back to me and have mercy on me. That's only right for those who love your name. Keep my steps steady by your word. Don't let any sin rule me. Redeem me from the people who oppress me so I can keep your precepts. Shine your face on your servant and teach me your statutes. Rivers of tears, streams from my eyes because your instruction isn't being kept. Lord, you are righteous, and your rules are right. The laws you commanded are righteous, completely trustworthy. Anger consumes me because my enemies have forgotten what you've said. Your word has been tried and tested. Your servant loves your word. I'm insignificant and unpopular, but I don't forget your precepts. Your righteousness lasts forever. Your instruction is true. Stress and strain have caught up with me, but your commandments are my joy. Your laws are righteous forever. Help me understand so I can live. I cry out with all my heart, Lord, answer me so I can guard your statutes. I cry out to you, save me so I can keep your laws. I meet with pre-dawn light and cry for help. I wait for your promise. My eyes encounter each hour of the night as I think about your word. Listen to my voice according to your faithful love. Lord, make me live again according to your justice. The people who love to plot wicked schemes are nearby, but they are so far from your instruction. But you, Lord, are nearby too, and all your commandments are true. Long ago I learned from your laws that you had established them forever. Look at my suffering and deliver me, because I haven't forgotten your instruction. Argue my case and redeem me. Make me live again by your word. Salvation is far from the wicked, because they haven't pursued your statutes. You have so much compassion, Lord. Make me live again according to your rules. My persecutors and enemies are many, but I haven't turned away from your laws. I look on the faithless and I am disgusted, because they haven't kept your word. Look at how much I love your precepts. Make me live again, Lord, according to your faithful love. The first thing to know about your word is that it is true, and that all your righteous rules last forever. Rulers persecute me without cause, but my heart honors what you've said. I'm overjoyed at your word, like someone who finds great treasure. I absolutely despise what is false, but I'm in love with your instruction. I praise you 7 times a day for your righteous rules. The people who love your instruction enjoy peace, and lots of it. There's no stumbling for them. Lord, I wait for your saving help. I do what you've commanded. I keep your laws. I love them so much. I keep your precepts and your laws because all my ways are seen by you. Let my cry reach you, Lord. Help me understand according to what you've said. Let my request for grace come before you. Deliver me according to your promise. Let my lips overflow with praise because you've taught me your statutes. Let my tongue declare your word, because all your commandments are righteous. Let your power help me, because I have chosen your precepts. Lord, I long for your saving help. Your instruction is my joy. Let me live again so I can praise you. Let your rules help me. I've wandered off like a sheep lost. Find your servant, because I haven't forgotten your commandments. That is the end of Psalm 119. And I just want to briefly talk about just a couple of things really quick. The first is that constantly throughout this psalm we hear about the instruction of the Lord and just the amount of joy that it brings to that person, the psalmist that's writing this. And I think that is so important, is this person, and we see how much this person goes through in this psalm. And yet this person is so focused on God's word and God's commandments and God's laws and really into all of God's teachings. And that has sustained this psalmist. And I think that is so true for any person. The more that we focus on and pay attention to God and God's ways and God's doings, the more that we can endure all the different things that go on in our lives. Because we're focused on God, who is greater and more powerful than we can ever be, and whose faithful love lasts forever. There's 2 other things that I want to point out really quickly. The first is verse 105, famous verse, your word is a lamp before my feet and a light for my journey. Just that idea that God lights our way and guides us in everything that we do. And just such a beautiful, beautiful verse for us to hear and to recognize. And then the final thing that I want to talk about and point out is starting in verse 33 and going on for a couple of verses. And this is kind of a point in which the psalmist is asking God for help with the instruction and with the commandments, and asking God to help him understand, to lead the psalmist, to turn the psalmist's heart, and to turn the eyes away from looking at things that aren't important. And again, that kind of goes along with my first idea about just the word of instruction and commandments all at the beginning, or all throughout the psalm. But this part really stuck out to me as really asking God to lead them, to guide them, and for us to do the same kinds of things. Lord, teach me, guide me, turn my heart, turn my eyes away from those things that are bad for me and towards you. And that's a wonderful way, I think, to look at our relationship with God, and things to ask God. God, help me in my path, help me in my journey of faith, to look at the things that I should look at and to turn away from the things that I shouldn't be paying attention to. So after all that, what did you hear? What did you like? What didn't you like? invite you to write it down, share it with a friend, share it with us. And as always, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and God bless.